great architects was where I came from. That was my inspiration, the Bauhaus architecture. For me, hair meant geometry, angles of bone structure, cutting, uneven shapes, as long as it suited that face and that bone structure. So it meant, in essence, getting away from the old-fashioned, I say old-fashioned, but very pretty. I can't knock it. It was beautiful hairdressing, but it wasn't for me. I wanted to eliminate the superfluous and get down to the basic angles of cut and shape. It took 9 years, 54 to 63. It took 9 years. And they were probably the most exciting 9 years of my creative life. And I don't know how we got there, because there were many lonely down times when I'd sit in my flat and think, I'm wasting my time.
In his glossy salons, boys fresh from Streatham and the suburbs give their long-suffering customers not what they want, but what Vidal Sassoon believes they should have.
You're not going to cut my hair forward, are you?
Well, Linda, when you came in, I noticed that your hair was curled back.
Yes, I like it to go back. It's more flattering. I'd rather it went back from there.
Why do you want it to go back? Give me one good reason.
It gives me height up there.
So all you're worried about is height, really?
Yes.
Not the fact that it goes back or forward,
Yes, but I've always had it going back there, because it...
We don't go by what you've always had. Listen to me one moment. When you came in, because your hair was curled back and grows forward, what you were getting here was a part. But it was an unintentional part. My feeling is that if your hair is shaped the way it grows, now listen, if it's shaped the way it grows and you have your height put into it, right across the head, you're going to get a much more defined and better shape. You'll get all the height you need, and the shape of the head will actually look better. Try this way.
All right.
What I'm going to do is cut it in a way that if you feel you'd still like it to come back, you can take it back.
Do you always insist on giving people what you think's right rather than what they ask for?
Well, the work is technical, but on the other hand, it is instinctive as well. And if your instincts tell you that what you're doing is wrong, then you mustn't do it because you're going to make a bad job of it. I think that makes sense in anything.
It takes a long time to grow out. Surely if somebody complains, you're really in trouble.
That's true. I mean, I think that people that try to do something a little different more often go out on a limb. If you're not trying to be safe all the time, on the other hand, you're going to be more progressive and get more done. I think it works that way.
Particular kind of style that you put over every year, or is it just anything that suits anybody?
Well, that's a difficult one to answer. I think each year we try to bring out something, we try to innovate something a little different.
Yes, this is all right for somebody my age or older, but what happens to someone 20 years older? It can't work for everyone.
You'd be amazed how with every line, whether it be hair or clothes, a client will take something from it. There's always something that they can take from it, even if they don't have the actual line.
There must be an awful lot of mutton turned out as lamb from here in that case.
I'm going to let you stew in that one. I'm not going to answer it.
I hope you're not sniffing too much up in revenge.
I knew we were getting there. We weren't there, but we were getting there. I got a call from the film production company. Would I cut Nancy Kwan's hair? And she just made a great film with William Holden, which was a big success. She came in, gorgeous girl, with 4 feet of hair down her back. Her producer, her manager, there was a whole team. We took over the second floor, and I started to carve into this head of hair. And I saw that by bringing the back up slightly and keeping the length at the sides, not 4 feet, but keeping length at the sides, you get a great angle from the side. And she could shake it and it would fall in. Well, she was petrified. She played chess with her manager while all this was, she couldn't look. And I'm seeing something. And I said to my assistant, I said, would you please get Terence Donovan on the phone? So Terry gets on the line. I said, Terry, I think we got something. I'm working on Nancy Kwan now. I'd like to bring her in this evening. Can we work tonight? He said yes. And the architectural sense of what we were doing, making a statement, that's what mattered, making a statement. And he got it off perfectly. I mean, that picture went from American Vogue to English Vogue to Italian, but it went first to all the Vogues, then the papers picked it up. I knew then we were onto something.
I think the 5-point, it was probably the most famous haircut, the most photographed. The model in the 5-point haircut is Grace Coddington, who went on to become creative director at American Vogue and has been for a long time.
At the time I had hair a little bit longer than it is now. Vidal was like super smooth and he had this gentle voice, and he sort of sat me down, and I guess he liked my hair because he started cutting it. And
well, there were great joyful moments, especially, you know, when the 5-point cut really worked. And Claire Rendlesham gave it the whole middle of Queen, 2 pages, boom, chunk. And those exciting moments, but the lead up to it could be terribly frustrating. 5-point cut for me was the epitome of 9 years of work that led up to it. It was the last cut of geometry that, in essence, covered the whole head, because you had to create the points here, depending on bone structure, where it was on the individual character you're working on. And you use the center point in the back of the head and the 2 at the side. You actually had 5 points.
then I remember feeling the back and feeling that, you know, it's cut right up into the hairline. That was pretty revolutionary. And it's kind of finished, and he said, stand up, okay, shake it, and it, you know, and it was extraordinary.
Now the thing about it was that the hair itself, when it was brushed any way, or you put your fingers through it, had to fall back perfectly. 5-point cut was the essential geometric shape.
Even every straight bob is still done in the spirit of Sassoon.
The shapes can come and go, but what he gave to women, the way he probably liberated women, is bigger than just being a hairdresser.
If you can get to the root of who you are, the gut of who you are, and make something happen from it in whatever field, my sense is you're going to surprise yourself.
It's wonderful, it's marvelous that you would care for me. It's very nice, it's paradise, it's all I want to see.